It's a Wednesday and time for a rundown on some of our national and international news. First and foremost, did you know that a Briton was jailed for a death plot against Donald Trump? That fellow that grabbed the gun in Las Vegas at that rally a couple months ago. Do you remember that? Well, this guy rushed the stage, grabbed a gun from a policeman, and apparently was going to try to shoot Donald Trump. He was arrested, put in jail. He's been on suicide watch ever since. Thing is, he's from Great Britain. His mom says he's very sorry for what he did. He's autistic and suffers from a number of other compulsions and whatnot. And it looks like he could be out in just a few months. Israel apparently is preparing to strike Iran. This according to Russian observers that have been in Israel for several months. It looks like, especially in light of some of the strikes in Syria that have been carried out by unknown parties, specifically on weapons that were hit at weapons warehouse and on a convoy carrying weapons to Hezbollah forces, that Israel is drawing the line and say we will not allow Israel to be attacked by Iran through Syria. And the speculation is right now that Israel is preparing to strike Iran directly. The Kremlin says that the decision to relocate the bobsled and skeleton championships out of Sochi is a wrong decision. They say it's been politicized, and they are demanding compensation monetarily for that move. Even sports is political. The new U.S. Secretary of State, or the one who's going to be, Rex Tillerson, the CEO of Exxon, apparently when he was in Russia a couple years ago, 2012, he was decorated with Putin's Order of Friendship. And he also criticized the United States and the measures taken against Russia. Turkey has confirmed that a ceasefire agreement has been reached in Aleppo. Apparently they are going to open up a corridor to get the civilians out and then allow people to kind of retreat in general orderly fashion. Again, confirmed by Turkey. We'll see if it actually plays out. And the United States is apparently taking some steps toward imposing sanctions against the leadership of the GRU, that's the intelligence agency in Russia, because of the apparent Russian involvement in hacking on the Democrats before the election. This whole thing just keeps getting muddier and muddier. The Izvestia newspaper in Russia reporting that the United States is preparing to impose sanctions. So whether or not it's true, we'll have to decide, but we're talking about an international source now. Russia's Baltic Fleet Aviation Group has tested a new fighter jet, the Sukhoi 30SM. No word on whether it is reliable or even close to dependable, but then again, the same thing can be said about the F-35 on the American side. And the BBC carries a story on the Electoral College possibly dumping Trump. There's been a move. Actually, several electors, 10 of them, in fact, wrote an open letter requesting options, and in terms of intelligence briefing, if they determine that somehow Donald Trump may be collaborated with the Russians in this hacking issue. And they point to Alexander Hamilton and some of his writing about how the Electoral College was designed to prevent people who are either unqualified or who are collaborating with foreign interests from becoming president. We'll see how this all plays out. Once again, Electoral College has been pretty much just a rubber stamp all along the way. And if it ends up being a big player, then people might want to keep the Electoral College. Who knows? That's what we've got for today. Scroll on down for a look at some Alaska news. And today's commentary has to do with running in the cold. Specifically, what do you do about your feet? I just got back from a few-mile run, and I got to tell you, there are a couple of tricks that I've learned that I'm going to tell you. And I want to encourage you to get out there and run no matter how cold it is. Make sure you, if you like what I'm doing, support me on my website, radiofreespeech.com. A couple of different subscription options there, plus Patreon. We've got the options here as well. And remember, I'm always interested in what you want me to talk about. So send me a link, send me a topic, steve@radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.